Stockton's Mayor Christina Fugazi joins me now. Mayor Fugazi, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thank you for the invitation.
It's been a week since this mass shooting. Just to get us started, what's been going through your mind?
You know, a lot of questioning, a lot of sadness, but on the flip side, a lot of opportunity, a lot of unity, a lot of hope for change so that we don't have to experience anything like this again.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard from community activists who have said they are scared right now. You and the district attorney have said that this is likely gang related, but the sheriff has not. We also have not gotten any kind of suspect information, like a description, possible number of suspects. What can you tell us, if anything, about that part of the investigation? Well,
Sheriff Withrow is an amazing law enforcement officer in our community. I have 100% confidence in him and his team of investigators that they are going to find this suspect, apprehend them, bring them to justice, and then our DA will make sure that hopefully they never see the light of day outside of a prison cell.
You said suspects or suspect. Do you know that it's just one person, or?
At this point, we don't know. I have left that up to the sheriff to determine that number. I just know that my community is asking me for answers, and because this was literally like 300 feet away from city limits, it is in the sheriff's jurisdiction, and the sheriff answers to the County Board of Supervisors. But when people see it Stockton, they call on the mayor. They want the mayor to provide answers. And until such time, I do not want to compromise any investigation. I've had a number of people provide me with tips, sent me messages, and I always put them in contact with the sheriff's department.
Yeah, I mean, with fears of retaliation and more violence, I wonder if you have considered declaring a state of emergency, at least in your city, which could open up more resources, more policies, just a quicker response to maybe some of the concerns that the community has.
You know, that is something that I considered in speaking with the chief, but I've been on a hard ask. I have spoken to the contacts I have in the federal government. I've spoken to my contacts in the state government. And what I'm hoping for is that we all are able to come together with a plan not only for today, but into the future.
You mentioned your contacts with the state government. I know Governor Gavin Newsom has said that he did reach out to you. You did speak. What did that conversation entail, and have you heard from him directly since?
So Governor Newsom called me that Saturday evening, expressed his condolences, and asked how he could help. I proceeded to give him a list of things that I thought that he could help us with. And from there, it was, well, you know, somebody will be in, you know, hopefully in touch with us. But for the time being, you know, we needed to do what we could to figure out exactly what happened. I'm happy to say that his chief of staff will be coming down to Stockton today with the team in order to really address the things that I have requested, as well as Josh Friday, who is the chief director of service and community engagement, was in Stockton yesterday talking about some of the things that I've asked for in terms of our youth. And when I say youth, I'm talking upwards of age of 24, because we have to reach these young people before they decide to go down the wrong path.
Did the governor ever talk about him physically coming there? Did he offer that? Did he tell you he was leaving the state?
We didn't have that conversation, and I will tell you, when I was on the phone with him Saturday night, I didn't make that request. I was asking for funding and services and very direct collaboration.
What was your reaction, though, when you heard the governor was leaving the state during this time for you?
For my community, it's been a little tough. You know, they want to know. You know, we are the 10th largest city in California, and we often feel like we are left behind. You know, people drive through Stockton, they fly over Stockton. We want to make sure that we have representation here in Stockton as well. And I know the governor has been down here a number of times. I know he had a close relationship with our prior mayor. I'm here to have a close relationship with whoever sits in that seat because, like I said, my community, not only do they deserve it, they demand it.
What specific resources does your city need?
We have to find out the pipeline, how these guns are making, these high caliber weapons are making their way into our community, and we need to be able to put a plug on that pipeline. We also need to make sure that our recreation, you know, our pools, our parks, all those kind of things are fully funded, our police department fully funded. We have to have affordable housing. There are just so many things, but one of the other things is our youth are very money motivated. And my thing is we had 1,400 applicants for summer youth employment. I was excited about that. We could only hire 100 of them. So what happened with the other 1,300? So my ask was, can we do like a work study? College has work study programs where, you know, the school pays through different grants, pays the wage, and they work in a job on campus. I want them to be able to work for businesses in the city of Stockton so that they can go to a business that maybe resonates with them, maybe as a pathway, a career pathway that they're interested in. They're able to learn about that business, but that the business owner doesn't have the strain of paying that wage, and if it opens the door for them, because we have students and parents competing for the exact same jobs.
Those sound like resources that will take time and are in the long term, but is there anything immediately right now that you and your city need in response to this mass shooting?
Right. So we need a task force, and I'm not just saying a task force for the time being, but a long-term task force. We need to send a very clear message that Stockton doesn't play. You know, you're gonna come into our city and you want to do things like this heinous act on a Saturday night, and that's unacceptable. And if you think you are, like I said, we are going to put you away. If you are associated with anybody who's doing this, just know that we are going to break down your door and we are going to apprehend you along with the suspect, and you too are going to be facing consequences. So in the immediate future, the U.S. Attorney, you know, working with the state DOJ as well as the federal DOJ, it shouldn't take time. This is obviously, it's a tragedy, but it should be a sense of urgency on all of us. I mean, these are children, these are babies that fell victim to this, like I said, this awful, heinous act.
Yeah. We should acknowledge that you just became mayor essentially a year ago. But what resources have you already implemented to try to prevent this heinous act from happening? What programs are you pushing for at this point?
It's interesting that you bring that up because we have something called CPTED, so Crime Prevention Through Environmental Design. And the very first thing I said, hey, we talk about low-hanging fruit. I just want to fix all the lights in our city. We have, you know, well over 1,000 lights that are out. We have neighborhoods that are in complete darkness. Is it intentional or is it not? I don't care either way. I just said I want the lights fixed. So we allocated the funds and we started doing that. Now some people might say, well, yeah, that's just, you know, that's not enough. I, on the other hand, think, well, that's the first step in the right direction. But I've also gone back east, looking for shipbuilding to come, created an initiative called the Regional Work Forward Program, where we want our workforce to be in where they live. We have 100,000 cars a day that go over the hill to work in the Bay Area. Many of those people are parents. Kids are having to get themselves up in the morning and get themselves to school. Or after school, there's no one there when they get home. So we have programs like IYT through the school district, which is Improve Your Tomorrow, expanding of that, expanding of our after-school programs. This summer, we had a great summer program for our youth. Unfortunately, attendance was really low. And I said, why is that? And it's because a lot of parents, either they don't know that it's available, or sometimes they're scared to let their kids out of their sight. They'd rather have them just stay at home. But we had all of these innovative programs, everything from dance to arts and crafts to sports programs, and we're just trying to get them involved.
One more before I let you go, Mayor Fugazi. You've been calling for federal resources. I want to go back to your mention of the U.S. Department of Justice, but some community leaders we've talked to specifically have flagged some concerns about that, just given the Trump administration's approach to public safety in some cities across the United States so far. I mean, given that, what is your message to those who have those fears about helping in this investigation because of that call?
You know, I've had a number of individuals that have said, yes, bring in the National Guard. The White House reached out to me, special advisor to the president, early Sunday morning, sending me a playbook on how mayors and city managers deal with mass shootings. I didn't even know something like that existed, but to give me pointers on what I need to do, the steps I needed to take. But I said, I need more than that. I need help from the Department of Housing, the Department of Labor, the Department of Education, you know, looking across the board at that. And so with the Department of Justice, what we're talking about is not bringing troops in, but very targeted assistance in dealing with those who are committing the crimes. We're a city of 324,950 people. Of that, if you're talking about 5,000 or even 10,000 people that are committing a majority of the crime, that's who we need to be focused on. We don't need to put our entire city in fear, even though some might say, oh, well, I'm not worried because they're there. We have the other side of the coin of people in our community that would be scared because if there were troops in our city.
But how do you prevent that? I mean, if you're calling for the federal government to come in, how can you make sure that that doesn't happen?
Well, I can't. I can't make sure that that doesn't happen. I do not want to happen to Stockton what happened in LA. Listen, this is about us working in silos and saying, no, we can't do that anymore. We have to come together. So federal government resources, state resources, county resources, neighboring cities, all of us coming together, I think is important. But again, we have to get to the root of the problem, and I don't think bringing troops in will get to the root of the problem.
Mayor Fugazi, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.